Hello everyone, welcome back to EA Mathematics. My name is Victor and we're going to learn about area of composite shapes. I believe that you do know how to find an area of a rectangle. I do believe that you also know how to find an area of a triangle, but the real world is rarely made of perfect single shapes. You can see like this, so like this L shape right here. This is basically a floor plan of a house. It looks very basic, I know, but this is like the overall structure of a house or a weirdly shaped park. Is usually like a combination of shapes, and we're gonna be calling these composite shapes. So let's look first at this L shaped right here. So hope you guys can see it. It's L shape here. There's no magic L-shaped formula for area, but there is a breaking it down step. Of course, break it down to shapes. This is gonna be our habit, and of course, this is like a classic for the channel. When in doubt, draw it out. Of course, we're gonna be drawing this out. There's no way we're not gonna be drawing this out. So we're gonna split this L shape into two simple rectangles. We're gonna draw a simple horizontal line right here, or a vertical line. It doesn't really matter because both will give us the same final example. What I'll do is I'll simplify it. I want to draw a horizontal line right here. So first we have rectangle A on top and rectangle B in the bottom. What I want to do is I just want to find the area of each and add them together. A plus B equals this whole entire thing. Very simple. So let's look at rectangle A. The width of the top is around 6 meters. What is its height? Now the far right total height right here, I know it says 3 right here, but just bear with me. This total height right here is 8. But the cutout section below the dashed line here is 5 meters. So in order to find this, right, in order to find the length of this part, you just need to draw it out, do the missing length subtraction. So let's say 8 minus 5 is 3. Okay, it's pretty simple. But what if this is like 10? What is it, like 10 meters? And what if this was 8 or something like that? The same applies. You just need to subtract the larger one with the smaller one right here. So it can be like 10 minus 8, and this will give us 2. Okay, but in this case, this is gonna be 8 and 5, which is gonna give us 3. So we find 3 right here. So the height of rectangle A is 3 meters. Now, of course, we need to be familiar with the key formulas. So our first formula is that the let's see, base times height, so that's the area. So we have to write that out, of course. So this will be 6 times 3. I'll write it inside of A. This will be 18. Okay, so I've written out the area of rectangle A. That's sorted. Let's look at B. Okay, let's look at B. Now we need to find its base and its height. Now we see that its height here is 5. Okay, given as the inner cutout, but what about the base? The base is given as 4 meters. Now, of course, you want to be careful not to use the total unknown bottom width. We just want the piece belonging to rectangle B. Now, this is pretty straightforward because we all know like what's the base and the height, so we just need to multiply this. This will be 20. Pretty simple. Square meters, of course, for both. Okay, so 20 square meters. To find the total area, we just need to add them all up. So let's put right here 18 plus 20 square meters. This will give us 38 square meters. So the total area of this L shape right here will be 38 square meters. That was pretty simple. You just needed to like find out this right here, which was unknown, but this was known, this was known. So pretty straightforward so far, not too hard. Let us look at one more composite shape. Now this is going to be different, of course. This is going to be a rectangle with a triangle on top, basically a house shape. Okay, so of course we need to calculate the total area. The total area will just be the total area of the triangle plus the rectangle. Pretty simple, just like the last one, but instead of for another rectangle we have a triangle here. So let's find it out to find the area of each shape. Again, break it down into shapes that you know. The shapes that you most likely know are going to be rectangles, squares, and triangles for now. Okay, so the area of the rectangle is pretty easy. If you see, you can see that the height is 6, the base is 10, so we multiply that together, so we have 60 square meters. Oh, this is centimeters, so I just put a C here. That should be fine. Let's zoom this out so it doesn't look as glitchy. Now we need to calculate the triangle, of course, so we need to calculate, let's see, so the total height of the house is 10 centimeters total. The rectangle takes 6 of this, so 10 minus 4, I need to calculate this, so this 10 minus 4, 6, sorry, this will leave us with 4, I've already annotated this as 4, so the triangle's height is 4. Now, if you remember your formulas, you will know that the area of the triangle is half base, which is 10, this is same base right here, multiply or times height, so this will be 4. So half of 10 will be 5 multiplied by 4, this will give us 20. So let me just write that right here, 20 inside of here, centimeters squared. And because the total area is just the addition of these two shapes together, we have 20 plus 60. This will give us, actually I'm going to write that outside because this is, we want to show that it's like the total area. So 20 above here plus 60 here, this will give us 80 centimeters squared, and that should be correct. If you want to double check, then of course you can divide it in this into like whatever kind of shape that you want, but again, break it down to shapes that you know. When in doubt, draw like these jagged lines out. Okay, so, and also of course finding these tricky hidden lengths before calculating the area, try to subtract these. Most of the time you will be subtracting these. Sometimes you will have to know like what's the total length of this sometimes, and then have to like add them all together, but most of the time it's going to be a subtraction. I'll see you next time, where I will be introducing a new shape, and it's going to be circles. Not this ugly though. So I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.